Good morning, everybody. Jack Leasing with StartupTrading.com. It is 9:10 here on the 25th of March. Gosh, we're already in March, that late of March. And title of the video is a Nasdaq S&P Futures Technical Analysis. Pretty simple. Probably what I'm going to have my videos titled in the future. Just the analysis for the different day, unless there's something going on. But so one of the questions I actually got a DM about was what are my premium and discount levels? So before we begin the video, I just want to kind of talk about what those are and what they mean to me. Every morning, and I've shared it in the Jack's Room tab of the Discord, but I'm sharing what is a discount level and a premium level, and for those levels to me, that means basically my biggest level of support or resistance today, where and if we get to a premium, it's either a potential short setup or really looking away from longs completely. And if we get to a discount, the opposite, looking for long setups or completely avoiding shorts for at least that session. Okay, so let's say into the morning, like my premium is the high of the prior day, and I'll explain why that is in a moment. But first, I'm explaining what the premium level is. That it's a profit target of a bigger time frame draw. So off the open here, ideally, I really don't want to be getting long at at 9:30 in the morning above the profit target. If we can continue, doesn't mean we can't go above it. Of course, nothing. It's not going to be a ceiling for the market, but it's just not. The probabilities aren't there in my mind to continue to go long above that level. So. And the same thing if we were at a discount. If we were down below a discount at 9:30 in the morning, I don't want to go short below that level. Now, the markets can change, and let's say 11:30 runs around. I could adjust that, but at least for the morning session, that's just kind of my analysis and what I'm going to stick to. Oftentimes, you'll do analysis, and your analysis is right, but you have poor executional issues, and this is just one of those ways that I like to try to avoid that. You never make it go away, but you can try to avoid it. So anyway, as we go into the day, let me show you guys, we've run into and completed this halfway back long that traded Tuesday of last week with the retest on Friday, swept out Thursday's low, Wednesday's low on Friday, and really gave us a nice little trap setup to move higher. Now, we completed that target yesterday, and that's where this morning's premium level is coming from. Now, the other thing that I'm paying attention to here, there's the possibility that we just go right into extensions, and that would really most likely be the case if this is the beginning of a much bigger move, which I'm not saying it is or it isn't. It definitely has the recipe necessary for that to just be a major swing low and us to be at a new all-time high in a month or two. No reason we can't be doing that. If we go to this 5-year weekly chart, this is the extension from 2021. So the 2021 high to the all-time high is basically where we based on, and that is a 19,608, which, if you remember, Friday morning was our support. So that's got quite a larger target. But in the intraday time frame, this extension, if we're going to be watching, what is the high of the 17th, the high, that's going to be what needs to hold here. Maybe we go up and just complete this target, but I'm drawing that high to yesterday's high. I'm not going to readjust it here, but that's going to be my anticipated supports that we're going to trade today. I do think we come into that extension again. Now, whether we move higher first and then pull back, or move lower off the open into that setup is to be determined. But that is what's going to need to hold here for us to continue up in a more aggressive series. The only other situation I would maybe look for is the halfway back long from the open on Sunday to high. That's going to be the midpoint of the day and basically the prior day's RTH low. If we lose that, I'm just going to let shorts play out for a while, because that's really kind of where I'm thinking we need to hold above to keep this train moving higher. Now, I did take a short this morning off, we had an ATR bar up into a new high with a single print, okay, or fair value gap, this blue box here above premium. So that's why I got short. Of course, my stop is above the high at this point in time, but if we can break down here off the open, I'm expecting us to get back to at least the upper mid, which is 20,338, or maybe even a retest of that 38% retracement of the extension I mentioned from the high of the 17th. The only other situation I have here would be a continuation higher up into the completion of the 20,446, which I would really just be waiting for anything up there. I'm going to be waiting for a short setup unless we're just screaming higher. But there's no news this week, and today I should say, that I think could really create that move. So I'm the most interested in this extension here, which if we move higher, I'll adjust the draw. But if not, hoping we can get down into that setup. Now, right now, my discount zone is actually at this next traditional, which if we get there, that'd be quite a ways away. I drew it last night, but it would be adjusted. The halfway back from Friday's low to high. I'm going to move that up here. And just to this 38% retracement. Unless from there to the midpoint, I'm not going to be looking for a short. From that 38 to the midpoint, I'm not going to be looking for the short. I think that's going to be the chance where we can maybe turn around here. And that's so I'm going to avoid all shorts. So it's a really tight range here that I'm really looking for opportunities today. But shorts above that level or short setups and then long setups below this one. And that's what I got for the NQ. For the S&P, it's very similar on the higher time frame setup here. You have the extensions drawn from the highs of Wednesday, though, which is the 19th. The Nasdaq's pulling from the 17th. You can see we came down to that 38% retracement. We've made a new high. If we blast up and complete this, we're just going to continue to draw to that new high. And then really our upper mid is probably going to line up with that extension. And that's going to be a valid setup that's going to need to hold. But right now I'm just going to leave it to the RTH draw of the prior day. If we can rotate down to, whether it be that, that lower mid or that upper mid, the orange line, or the 38 of this draw, that's where I'm going to be focused on looking for potential long setups. But I would not want to see us trade below the midpoint. The midpoint is the blue level here, the 57.82 quarters. So with that being said, I'll share these levels with you guys in the room, see if we can get those setups to trade. Everybody have a great day, and I will talk to you there. Take care.